when they fighting to survive. Fast seasons feeling buried underneath the pressure. The seeds gotta die before they multiply forever. That's kingdom mathematics, that's the Lord. Soul reaper, patient trader, eat. Mono-emotional trader, sleep. Yeah.
It's bigger than trading.
It's about mastering yourself.
Anybody can enter a trade.
You can conquer emotion.
Escape Babylon.
Cycle.
Move with wisdom.
Build with faith.
Smart action trading.
They told us chase fast money,
Bad money.
worship greed,
Love for trading.
panic with a crowd,
Modern Babylon.
build on fear.
Distraction and emotional slavery.
But discipline,
Patience.
wisdom,
Wisdom.
that's how you escape the system.
Smart action trading.
Yeah. Jericho walls falling when my faith get louder. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit's stronger. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get tested. Escaping Babylon,
I can live shade of fear.
market full of idols.
I just walk with vision clear.
Planting seeds of solid.
While they chase attention.
Labor bring the harvest when you move with intention. Used to chase every candlelight and move of salvation. Lost inside the noise, trapped in desperation. Babylon system got the masses moving blind. Over leveraged souls getting swallowed by the grind. See the trust became mirrors showing pride and greed. Every red candle exposed what's inside of me. Had to crucify emotion, let discipline arise. Cause my vans trading kill quicker than the thief at night. Jericho standing tall like impossible resistance. But faith make walls go after consistent persistence. Joshua marching even when it made no sense. The patience in the walking when you wait for confirmation. See the weak chase entrance, the wise wait calmly. Person either burst pipes or create king sharply. Now I move strategic like the shepherd with the stone. Gave me burst of giants every morning at the hope it unfold. In the wilderness, the promise still ahead. Every loss ain't destruction. Sometimes God rebuild the trader instead. Jericho walls follow when my faith get loud. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit's stronger. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get them tested. Escaping Babylon,
I can live shade of fear.
market full of idols.
I just walk with vision clear.
Planting seeds of solid, trying to chase attention. Labor bring the harvest when you're moving intention. I seen traders worship poverty like a golden calf. Lose themselves chasing candles, moving way too fast. The wisdom worth more than silver and the gold. The disciplined mind worth more than what's inside your palm. Following up a lot harder when I say I had to break resistance. Sparking levels in the chains that kept protecting my decisions. Now the set of cleaner, spirit moving sharper. Every setback became fuel for moving smarter. They panic with the crowd when the headlines hit. The move they know a builder while they left that hit. Discreparate and look foolish before the rain arrives. But survivors think different when they fighting to survive. Fast seasons feeling buried underneath the pressure. The seeds gotta die before they multiply forever. That's kingdom mathematics, that's the Lord. Soul reaper, patient trader, eat. Mono-emotional trader, sleep. Yeah.
It's bigger than trading.
It's about mastering yourself.
Anybody can enter a trade.
You can conquer emotion.
Escape Babylon.
Cycle.
Move with wisdom.
Build with faith.
Smart action trading.
They told us chase fast money,
Bad money.
worship greed,
Love for trading.
panic with a crowd,
Modern Babylon.
build on fear.
Distraction and emotional slavery.
But discipline,
Patience.
wisdom,
Wisdom.
that's how you escape the system.
Smart action trading.
Yeah. Jericho walls falling when my faith get louder. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit's stronger. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get tested. Escaping Babylon,
I can live shade of fear.
market full of idols.
I just walk with vision clear.
seeds are solid.
Why they chase attention?
Labor bring the harvest when you move with intention. Used to chase every candlelight to move with salvation. Lost inside the noise, trapped in desperation. Babylon system got the masses moving blind. Over leveraged souls getting swallowed by the grind. See the charts became mirrors showing pride and greed. Every red candle exposed what's inside of me. Had to crucify emotion, let discipline arise. Cause revenge trading killed quicker than the thief in night. Jericho standing tall like impossible resistance. But faith make walls go after consistent persistence. Joshua marching even when it made no sense. The patience in the rocket when you wait for confirmation. See the weak chase entrance, the wise wait calmly. Mercy either burst pipes or create kings sharply. Now I move strategic like the shepherd with the stone. Gave it burst of giants every morning at the open fold. In the wilderness, the promise still ahead. Every loss ain't destruction. Sometimes God rebuild a traitor instead.
Jericho walls following my faith loud. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit strong. Joshua rebuilding while they got it every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get them tested. Escaping Babylon, I can live, train to feel. Market full of idols, I just walk a vision king. Planting seeds are solid, why they chase attention? Labor bring the harvest when you're moving intention.
I seen traders worship poverty like a golden calf. Losing sales, chasing candles, moving way too fast. The wisdom worth more than silver and the gold. The disciplined mind worth more than what's inside your palm. Follow you up a lot longer when I say I had to break resistance. Marking levels and the chains that can't protect my decisions. Now to set a cleaner, spirit moving sharper. Every setback.
The information shared during this live stream is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. All trades, ideas, and strategies discussed are my personal opinions and are not recommendations to buy or sell any securities. Trading involves risk, and you should always do your own research and consult with a licensed financial professional before making any investment decisions. You are solely responsible for your own trading results.
Top of the morning, traders, and happy Monday, July 20th, and welcome to the most value-packed live trading show, where we live trade, break down charts, cover high-impact events, and talk trader mindset. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend and is ready to kick off another opportunity-filled day, another opportunity-filled week. Today is a fresh start to the week, of course. We do have some major earnings catalysts later this week. We do have a lack of economic catalysts this week, so this week's action, until proven otherwise, can be very similar to not last week's action, but the week before if you joined us. All right, so let us know where you're joining us from. If you're a first-time viewer, poll question for today is up on YouTube, so make sure to answer that. Let's get the likes up. 100 likes will do the giveaway. If you're interested in joining us for the delay-free, ad-free stream, make sure to join our community. Use the code TRIAL30, and let the day kick off. All right, we're going to gap up to open things up. We're seeing some strength in NVIDIA here. Semiconductor names took a hit to the downside last week. They took a big hit to the downside last week. So the question now becomes, do they get bought off those lows? Do they get bought off those lows, right? So especially those semiconductor names, do they get bought off those lows? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. So far, we're seeing small caps leading the way during the first minute of the day. We're seeing the Qs above that daily upside breaker and SPY testing that daily upside breaker. We're seeing Meta starting to slide to the downside, Amazon holding up, AMD sliding. Look at that wick on AMD, guys. That wick just disappeared. You see that wick? Oh, that's a daily open. That's not a wick. That's daily open. Okay, I misspoke. That is daily open. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let that candle close out. So it looks like the Qs are holding us up. Even the Dow's getting bought up, guys. Reclaiming 50% retrace and headed towards PMH. All right, so now we got our BOG and TOG, and we can move forward. We can move forward, okay? So this gap, this gap has precedence over any daily gap. This is a weekly gap. Okay, weekly gaps have precedence over daily gaps. Monthly gaps have precedence over weekly gaps. We're headed towards PMH. Our G50 is right there. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning. Tesla sliding to the downside. Apple sliding to the downside, testing that PML. Tesla still has room to drop into PML between that 380 and 381.44. We can see buyers trying to defend that territory, so keep a close eye. Daily open for today. This daily open is 747. 747.66. All right. So now What the level does now, that level is dynamic. If we're close to it, all right, it will stay yellow. If we're like $1 away from it, it will stay green. If we're below it, we'll go red. All right, if we're more than $1 away from it, it'll go red. All right, so that's a new feature of the key level indicator, so it gives you some context. All right, if we're close to it, it's yellow. All right, now big test for SPY. Big test for SPY. As the Qs continue to push, as small caps continue to push, is this major level here? Do we have enough fuel to get above that level and continue to accelerate the upside? Do we have enough fuel to get above that level and continue to accelerate the upside? Here's the question. Okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Intel pushing to the upside. Intel will be reporting earnings this week. Okay, Intel looks like it's the strongest out of the pack. We got MU pushing as well, but Intel has the cleanest chart out of the pack. Semiconductor names. Nvidia, see if Nvidia can hold above that PMH. Q's testing that PMH as well. Okay, Nvidia is starting to go. Nvidia is starting to go. Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Let's get the likes up on YouTube. 100 likes. Good morning, Nico. Good morning, Nico. Good morning. SCV11, good morning. Welcome, welcome if you're a first time viewer. Good morning. J1P, thank you for supporting the channel. Sent GOAT Trophy 1,000 jewels. Appreciate it. Vin, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm still not sure what the jewels mean on YouTube. I'm still trying to figure that out. Good morning, Sid. Good morning, BT. Blessings to all. Good morning, good morning. God bless you, George, and your family, health, economy, and followers, and may you receive abundant likes and blessings today and every day. Thank you, Fishman, as always. God bless everyone in the chat. Good morning, guys. Verse of the day, John 14:27. Thank you for sharing, Fishman, as always, speaking life into the chat. Out of curiosity, what do you think of AMC long-term and supposed eventual mother of all short squeezes? AMC long-term, I mean, squeezes can happen, of course. It's a meme category. We haven't had one of those meme type moments in AMC and GME. All right, but long-term AMC, I don't see anything. I don't see anything promising from AMC long-term. All right, I'd rather deploy my capital somewhere else rather than AMC. Can it just survive and just linger? Sure, but what's its path to grow? All right, what's its path to grow? Nvidia pushing to the upside. Meta falling off a cliff nicely below that PML. Shockwave hour coming up in about 10 minutes. In 10 minutes. Okay, SPY's entering this major key zone. See if the Q's can hold above that level, that PMH. Apple and Meta slicing to the downside. They do look weak here. So those contracts, all right, for those mega cap tech names, all right, most of them are going to be 1 DTEs. Okay, so Apple interested in the 330 puts. Okay, we continue to push below that PML into 230, into 330. All right, see if we can hold below that PML. Tesla, I want to take a look at Tesla's IV. Tesla's IV is going to start to crank up here shortly. Okay, 71%, already starting to crank up. So Tesla might be a no-go. Or today might be the only day to trade Tesla, to be honest. All right, after that, if it starts to get above 80, 90, then it's a no-go. All right, Intel's IV is stuck above 140. I mean, the contracts, the big danger is, of course, IV crush, but the contracts are relatively, spreads are relatively tight. That seems to be the normal for Intel. All right, if Intel continues to push, that 101 strike for the calls. Now we're going to need the cues to continue to push. That suggests, team, that semiconductors are getting bought off of those lows. All right, everything that's sold off is getting picked back up. We did see that take place in pre-market. Let's see if that's trickling into the intraday. All right, so we're seeing some activity there as well. Okay, spies are that major level. So Meta, Tesla, Apple showing some signs of weakness. We need Apple to close below 331.27. Amazon showing some strength. Memory names showing strength as well. Qs, SPY showing strength. Small caps relatively flat. The Dow starting to recoil after rejecting off that PMH. So this is what's really coming. What this is really coming down to is Intel leading us higher. AMD. Memory names. All right, DRAM. See if DRAM can get above that 5480 and continue to push. We're also seeing mags pick up some speed as well. Okay, Amazon looks clean as well. AMZN. So Amazon, you can go with the 250s calls. All right. So I have on watch the Intel calls, Amazon calls, Apple puts. Possibly brewing Tesla puts. Meta puts if Meta can get below 640. We know what that 640 level means. Okay, we know what that means. We have some experience with that level. All right. If you recall, I believe it was on Wednesday or Thursday. All right, we had that trade on Meta. Initially got stopped out. Got back in, and then it worked out beautifully. Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Yeah, AMC now. AMC. Even during the meme time, the meme trade, the meme saga, right? I didn't get a piece of any of the action, right? Because that's not my style. That's not my style of trade. I'm too much of a skeptic. We had a retest possibly brewing between that daily open, okay, daily upside breaker and VWAP. Okay, possible bounce brewing right there. 147.06, 747.66, 747.27. Okay, in that area there. See if that PMH can hold. We're currently retesting PMH. Okay, Apple continues to push lower. Apple does look promising to the downside. Apple has room to 330. It's below that PML. All the indexes are starting to push. This being primarily driven by the Qs. Okay, so QQQ between the 705s and 707s. There's continued follow through for the calls. Keep a close eye there. Apple, I'm watching the 330s, 330 puts for Shockwave, about 5 minutes away. If you took Apple below that daily, below that PML, right? Okay, if you took it by PML, below PML, the key level, then you have room into 330. You're in good shape. That's about $1.27 drop. Meta starting to fuel back up off that 640. Okay, Meta starting to fuel off that 640. That's a critical level on Meta. See, SPY can hold above that PMH and that weekly 50% retrace. Okay, it's going to be basically what the Qs do. If the Qs can hold PMH, we'll be good to go. Nvidia starting to push as well. Look at Apple, guys. Apple falling off a cliff. Nicely. How we doing, strikers? How we doing, team? Apple's next level, of course, is 330. Right, we can't get a response off that 330, so be mindful of that. TP where you need to. You caught the Apple puts. Intel is testing at 100. AMD is holding above that 50% retrace. The weekly, we got MU continuing to push as well. MU, that magic number is at 890, guys. 890. Okay, got above 890. Currently testing at 895. See if we can continue to push. VIX is sitting right at, VIX is back below 18. Okay. VIX is below 18. It's one of the criteria. That's one of the criteria. Tesla, Tesla needs to hold that at 380. All right, if you're long on Tesla, that 380, that daily 50% retrace, that PML, and that 380 cycle level have to hold. All right, if that can't hold, then Tesla can start to slide. Okay, SPY. Okay, shockwave hour in 2 minutes. Shockwave hour in 2 minutes. So far, the memory names are leading the way. MU up 5%, AMD up 5% in relation to prior day's close. Intel up 5%, TSM up 2%, Nvidia up 2%, Broadcom up 2%, Tesla flat, Google up 3.26%. Ooh, Google also looks interesting. I want to replace Meta with Google. Google has a clean chart. Google has some overhead resistance at this territory. If we can get past that, I have room to 360. Didn't trade Google last week, but Google is in our rotation. Google, be mindful of the spreads. Google, you can take the between the 360s and 365s. I'd say between 360 and 362.50. Could keep a close eye on those names, those contracts. Q707 calls are brewing. All right, I'll pay attention to those if we continue to push. Spike, Apple came right to 330 and then bounced. Right to 330 and bounced. Okay, shockwave time is here. Shockwave time is here. I'm looking at Intel. I'm looking at Intel and Alphabet. Intel's IV is through the roof, but that's basically normal for Intel. Okay, I'm looking at Amazon, Google, and Intel for potential upside. If we get some follow through on SPY and the Qs. And I'm looking at Apple for the downside. Qs are already starting to break, see if they can hold. I'll get that retest on Qs. I want some confirmation there. Okay, there goes Google. There goes Amazon. I want to see if there's some follow through behind those names. Okay, because it can be very trappy, so be mindful of that. Q is not holding up. Okay, Google continues to push. Amazon continues to push. Nothing on SPY yet. Look at Google, guys. Look at that trap on Google. All right, you got to be mindful of these traps. They are setting these traps. So Google and Amazon for the retest. If SPY can hold that VWAP. Google, I want to get the bid. All right. See if Google can pull back. Amazon can pull back a little bit. If you took Google or Amazon already, manage accordingly. Qs are starting to go south. SPY is starting to go south. The Dow already collapsed to the downside. So the Dow is already at the lows of the day. So it's going to be predicated on if we can hold this territory. If we can't, we have VWAP, we have this key zone. That's it. Okay, Amazon's starting to pull back. Amazon testing that daily upside breaker, prior day's highs. So those names that provide quick scalps. We have Tesla also. Okay, working towards that PML. We got Apple looking to slide. Apple, the only thing with Apple is that 330 is right there. So we need that decisive break below 330. Now if Google can resurface. If Google can resurface, I'll take Google for the first trade. Okay. I have an order on Google for the bid at 80. Okay, got filled. Okay, I'm in the Google calls. My stop on Google is all the way here. Stop on Google is all the way at conservative. See if Google can continue to push. See if Google can hold up here. Start to go. Highs of the day can be that initial target. If SPY can hold VWAP, that can possibly give Google some room. That 5 minutes up for grabs. We're seeing some selling pressure on the 5 on Google. SPY headed towards VWAP. Q's rejected nicely off of that 50% retrace to weekly. So it's going to come down to can SPY hold the VWAP. If it can do that, if Google can resurface back above that level, we'll be good to go. Intel possibly looking for that break. So they did provide some breaks. Both Amazon and Google provided those breaks, right, for scalps, but no folder behind it. SPY testing that VWAP. So currently managing Google. We do have Tesla possibly setting up to the downside into 380. Look at that trap on the Qs, guys. That was a nasty trap on the Qs. Qs going to test that PMH. Okay, there goes Intel. So if the Qs can bounce off that PMH and hold VWAP, possible bounce on, a possible follow through on Intel. There goes Intel. There goes Apple to the downside. Tesla to the downside as well. There goes Intel. See if Google start to recover. Google, my stop on Google's all the way down here. Conservative. Since those contracts are a little further out the money, the cost of those contracts are cheaper. Those percentages can be a little exaggerated. But let's see if we can gather and get back above that daily open. Nice breakdown on Apple. If you took Apple, manage accordingly. Those Apple puts. Tesla. Okay, Tesla puts as well. SPY, not too much on SPY. Nothing going on SPY. The Qs need to hold PMH. If the Qs can't hold PMH, guys, Tesla is going to continue to sell off. We got Apple possibly continue to sell off. If SPY can hold VWAP, this is what the big test is about here, guys. SPY can hold VWAP. We'll see. Still in Google here, no change. Google, my stop is conservative. Okay, see if we can absorb that selling. We have one key zone left here. Intel, look at the trap on Intel as well. All right, so Intel, everything dumping. Intel breaks that level and slices the downside. Apple, that 50 MA on the hourly is being put to the test, so be mindful of that. SPY testing that daily open. Notice how the daily open is still yellow. I mean, still indecisive. SPY testing Apple testing at 330. Okay, stopped out on Google there. So gave Google a chance, couldn't get some follow by Google, stopped out. So Google first trade stopped out. So this is the trade on Google. All right, let's try to see if there's some follow through. Stop out there. No follow through. Apple continues to push the downside. Apple, nice push on Apple. SPY is on the other side, guys. SPY is starting to break down to the other side. See if that's the first signal on SPY coming in. Via shockwave, there goes SPY. There goes SPY. There goes SPY. See if that can hold. Apple's falling off a cliff. Tesla, beautiful to the downside as well, guys. Apple and Tesla leading us to the downside. Q's about to join the party to the downside as well. All right, so once we came into this major rejection zone, there was no looking back. If you're in SPY, manage accordingly. Apple, look at Apple, guys. Apple, beautiful drop on Apple. Once that 330 gave out, Apple is down $2. Tesla also sliding to the downside. All right, so nice slide across the board. SPY has room to drop into that TP1. Manage accordingly. It looks like the Qs are looking like they want to break down as well. Test and view up. That's the last thing we need. But before the Qs even go, look at Tesla. Look at Apple. All those names. How we doing, strikers? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? And you don't take Apple or Tesla or even SPY. Scale it on SPY. MU gap up. Had Tesla. See SPY below view up on Webull chart on my phone and PC 74803. 60% 0 DT put, holding my 1 DT. Beautiful job, Sancho. Good, good, good. So Tesla retest, retrace reject, Apple retrace reject. Google, if Google could resurface, all right. After stopping me out, we need to catch a bid. We need to slow down here on the major indexes. I can re-engage Google. I can re-engage Google after getting stopped out. If you took SPY, beautiful job on SPY, guys. Remaining patient. How while I'm trading my candle somehow moved to down to MACD. Try Control Z. Smash Control Z a couple times, and I'll undo that. TP1 on SPY, guys. TP1 on SPY. If you caught that, beautiful job, strikers. TP1 on SPY. If you caught that, headed towards 745.43. If you continues to sell off. 65%. Beautiful job, Sancho. Checking on the chat on YouTube. Let's get the likes up on YouTube, team. Make sure to smash the like button. Now, so far, one trade for me. Stopped out. The Tesla breakdown, the Apple breakdown were gorgeous. SPY breakdown, gorgeous as well. Apple puts 38%. Beautiful job. Correct if I'm wrong. 767.93. Good. What platform are you using? TradingView. We're using TradingView. Or I'm using TradingView. Oh, that was a nice slide on SPY. So it comes into this territory, this rejection territory. All right, it traps all those bulls up here above PMH and decides to just fall off a cliff. I have resistance at Tesla between 380, 380, 64. Tesla's direction on the weekly, guys. Tesla is below that weekly downside breaker. So Tesla is already direction on the weekly. All right, so everything seems to be selling off, primarily led by the Dow. All right, what's really holding it, what has relative strength in the midst of this sell-off is small caps. See if Google can resurface, and I will double dip on Google. After getting stopped out, see if we can continue to push. SPY continues to dump, so if SPY can catch a bid off the 750, 740, 543, or that PML in that 745, Google has a chance to get a push. Relative to that sell-off we saw across the indexes, Google is holding steady. All right, it's just my stop loss couldn't take that wide of a sell-off across the indexes. We're seeing Amazon falling off a cliff as well. Look at Tesla, guys. Tesla's headed towards 375. And you don't take Tesla puts. And look at SPY. SPY comes to that rejection zone and completely falls off a cliff, traps those bulls above prior day's highs. And VIX is above 18. It fell below 18. Now it's above 18. It's at 1825. Next key level SPY has is 745.43. We have a new hourly candle. New hourly candle. Scale out on the Qs. The selling continues on Tesla. Selling continues on Tesla. Okay, Tesla's starting to bounce. It went all the way to 375, starting to bounce off 375. See if buyers can rally off 375 or protect 375. SPY coming to very close that G50. Okay, see if Google's starting to go. See if Google can start to work. Waiting on Google. What else? We do have, so either you look for bear flags, structural breaks, or you look for names that have some relative strength. And if SPY starts to push back the upside, let those names break. All right, so those are the things to look for. Okay, everything is selling off. There goes small caps. SPY headed towards PML. And SPY headed towards mean 745. 745 coming up. So Tesla 377.23. Potential retest there. I can take this retest on retrace reject on SPY. That's available. We have QQQ retrace reject brewing as well. We have small cap retrace reject brewing as well. So all those indexes, all three of them, they're going to have retrace reject opportunities. Okay, see if Google can start to go. Get back above that level, Google. Get back above it. Okay, Google's starting to go. See if Google can go. SPY is going to collide with some of those EMAs on the one. Be mindful of that. Q's retesting. Okay, see if Google can continue to push. I want to see Google get above those highs. Okay. I'm going to place a bid order on Google for 62. I'll make it at 65, all right? So I have a bid on at 65 for Google. If we can pull back a little bit, if you buy the ask. There's a spread earlier. I tried to get the bid, I had to get the ask. Google's starting to push. So the difference is, right, you get filled right away as opposed to waiting to get filled. Okay, so Google, if you took that on the ask, you possibly see some appreciation there. If Google can start to fall slightly back to downside, that would be great. I got an order at 65. Did push up all the way to 82. Okay, all right. So Google, second attempt on Google. Same stop. Same stop. Nothing really changes. Issue is it did make that high. So if you took that initial break with the ask, you can take it into the highs of the day. You'll be good to go. See if Google can make another push and make the highs of the day one more time. At least into 360. Okay. Q's retrace reject on the table. Okay, Google. Okay, nice push on Google. TP where you need to, up 12. Amazon starting to pick up some speed. Up 20. Okay, I'm gonna sell the ask right there. See if I can get filled at 80. Okay, I have a sell order at 80 there at the ask, so I don't lose on the spread for majority. Google needs to make a high, newer high, so it needs to continuously make those highs. If you took a majority off at 20%, good. Very erratic movement on Goog. The 15 is directional, all right. So barring some kind of 15-minute reversal, the 15 is holding up. But of course, SPY came into this starting to flag back the downside. We can absorb some selling on the indexes, but what would be favorable is a double bottom here on SPY. If we can get a double bottom here on SPY, that can possibly help Goog. Okay. See if we can make a push back into highs of the day. SPY double bottom there, that'd be great. Did see upwards of 20% appreciation. Okay, we'll hang on to Google here. See if we get one more push. We're seeing small caps falling off a cliff. Apple, lower lows coming in. Okay. Amazon trying to reclaim VWAP. So Google needs to push back at the 350, 59, 56, basically 360. Okay, double bottom there on SPY would be very helpful. Okay, between where we are and that 745 territory, we can start to bottom out there. That can possibly help. That can possibly help Google get back to the highs of the day. Amazon looking to resurface off those lows as well. Apple lows the day. What a bounce on Tesla off that 375 for a quick scalp. Okay, I'll cancel that order there. So that 20% was available for the taking. I wanted to see if I can get that ask. All right, so when you're buying the bid, and selling the ask, you're basically trying to get it for the cheapest and sell it for the most expensive price. So those fills are not guaranteed, if that makes sense. Okay. So risk on Google is going to be the same. So no adjustment in the position. Okay, SPY is coming to that 745 territory. We can possibly absorb some selling on Google here, as long as SPY can at least hold above that 745. These contracts do have they're tomorrow's contract, so I'm giving them a little room to breathe. This is the second trade on Google. First trade on Google stopped out. Make sure to like the video on YouTube, guys. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to subscribe to about 2 puts and got out. Done for the day. Good, good, good. I just heard an explosion was detected downtown Manhattan. Uh-oh. Let me check the news feed. So Apple, beautiful idea on Apple. Nice breakdown there. Tesla breakdown as well. Unfortunately, Google not giving me what I'm looking for. Okay, we'll still give it some time. So knock me out, stop me out. SPY coming to test at 745. Small caps falling off a cliff. Even SPY, right, straightforward. Very clean action there on SPY. So this was there for the taking. Okay, so setup was there. Puts, scale out, TP1. As clean as it gets. When it's all said and done on this 15-minute candle on Google, guys, I just want to see a close above 50% retrace. If we can hold above this orange line on Google when it's all said and done, okay, when that 15-minute candle closes in 5 minutes, okay, that'll give me a vote of confidence. All right, but if we close below there, okay, we can see some buyers rally off 357.98, 357.42, but it's going to be a matter of time. Okay, everything is selling off. So SPY testing at 745. If that doesn't hold, we're going to fill that gap from this morning. If that doesn't hold, we're going to fill that gap from this morning. Now look at Apple, guys. Even SPY, Qs. How are we doing, strikers? How are we doing, guys? Okay, apparently caused by fireworks. Okay. 50% NVIDIA puts. Beautiful job. Turbo. So it looks like the explosion Manhattan detected was fireworks. Sources say so. guess that's good news. Just fireworks. Intel falling off a cliff. Tesla bear flag. Apple bear flag as well. 329 daily downside break at retrace reject. SPY 749, 745. Right. A lot of selling pressure on the 15. A lot of selling pressure on the 15 across all the major indexes, guys. I mean, Google is absorbing the selling. We just need the buyers to step in. Nvidia looking to break down. Tesla, beautiful. The biggest, I would say, the tickers of the day. SPY, all the indexes, all the major indexes, clean charts, and Apple and Tesla. Apple and Tesla, cleanest charts, individual names to the downside. Quick 15% scalp on SPY. Okay. Can we rally off that 745? If we can't, we're back in this test zone. Can we rally off that 745 on SPY? Q still have some room to drop before they hit a key level. They do have a target that they're sitting right at. Okay. Okay, 745 buyers coming in on SPY. All right. If it's legit, we need to push above these highs. If there's legitimacy behind it, we need to reclaim those highs, get back above G50. That can possibly aid this Google trade. All right, so Google trade, I need it back into the highs of the day. Okay, I need it back in the highs of the day. Still a lot of selling pressure there. Apple just completely falling off a cliff, guys. Tesla and Apple really getting dragged. Okay, so any kind of dead cat bounce, any kind of bounce will help Google here. Okay, we've got a 1 minute bounce, 5 still weak. One minute left on that 15-minute candle, and it's okay. 15-minute candle is closed here, right? So 15-minute candle is closed. New 15-minute candle here. Okay, let's see if we get a 15-minute flip and a push back above 745.43. VIX is at 1833. Okay. Let's see if we can flip on that hour and new buyers start to step in. Google, I need to break on Google above 359.65. Okay, you can look at that, guys, right on the flip of that hour. I'll let up right on the flip of that 15. Buyers trying to rally out to 745. All right, but it was for it to have some legitimacy, can get above this. If it's legit, get above that. Okay, Google is starting to go as well. Okay, we sat through Google. If you need to TP. All right, earlier there's a 20% TP opportunity. Okay. Google's starting to go here. There goes Google. So last time we were all the way up there, we were at 20+%. So if SPY can reclaim that 745.43, 745.50, Google can get a chance to continue to push, right? So still in Google, no change in the position, no modification. That 15-minute candle low is at 358.02 on Google. All right, look at SPY. Nice rejection off that 745.43. Okay. So again, Google gets the highs of the day. Starts to reject as well. Look at SPY getting slammed off that level. But relative to all the indexes, Google is still relatively holding its strength. Okay, 15 minutes still holding up. A lot of wicks up there. Okay, the hourly candle still has a lot of time left, about 42 minutes left. All right, we did break above it. We are direction on the hourly. We're just failing to hold enforcement. $7.45. Buyers are going to put up a fight at the 7.45. Okay. Nasty rejection on Google, sweeping those highs. Right, a lot of whipsaw action on Google. So the first time we got into the highs, it was up 20% or so. Second time was up 8-9%. All right, so let me see if I can at least get scale out on Google. But I just need some help from the indexes. Okay. Just need some help on the indexes. If this was a 0, then I would probably already taken that profit at 20. Spike. Apple continues to fall off a cliff, guys. Apple's chart is as clean as it gets. SPY, okay, gave you 2 TP. TP 2 hit on SPY. TP 2 hit on SPY. Q still some selling there on the Qs on the 15. Our buyers trying to rally off those lows. We have small caps testing the 50% retrace the daily. Nvidia looking like it wants to break down here. Keep a close eye on Nvidia. For that breakdown, you probably need continued weakness across the indexes. Google is potentially looking to go bearish engulfing candle on the 15. If it knocks out that 358.02 territory. As SPY fails to hold that 745. Okay, so Google still in the position here. No changes. SPY missed that SPY. Slide to the downside. Again, we're not fully disconnecting from that 745. All right, we're seeing a lot of back and forth. Okay, so give it some time, see what transpires in a few minutes. As far as the gap fill is concerned, that BOG bottom of the gap is right there, as well as that 50% retrace of the daily. Okay, so SPY still some selling on the 15, a lot of selling on the hourly, a lot of selling on the 5. Nvidia, the latest name to break down. Oh yeah, you're right. It is a 0 DTE. For some reason, I thought it was a 1. Yeah, you're right. You are absolutely right, Jen. I misspoke. It is a 0. It is a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's why it's very volatile on those contracts. You can see them being up 20, down 30, back and forth. Thank you for a reminder. There goes Nvidia. Quick scalp on SPY, 15%. Good. 9 minutes away from the conclusion of first shift, guys. Make sure to like the video on YouTube. Let's get the likes up. 100 likes, so we're creating separation away from that 745. For that 745. SPY is headed towards filling that gap. Qs also selling off. So interestingly enough, Google is pushing to the upside. Okay. I need Google to get above that 359. 55. Appreciate it, Jen. For some reason, I thought it was a 1 DT. All right, so I need to get a push into those highs. Nvidia, the last name to break. Tesla continues to drop. So if SPY wants to make a push back up, all right, if SPY wants to shift the structure, you notice how that 745 coincides closely with this resistance. Okay, so draw this resistance line on your chart. So there's the way we're going. At 745 coincides with this break of that resistance. So there's no, if we're going to go higher and start to shift that structure, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. We're going to have to break 745. And that corresponds with the break of this resistance. I don't know why I thought it was a 1DT today. See if SPY can get that break about 745 with some follow through, no traps. Now we're forming a tweezer top on Goog. We're getting that bounce on Intel off that PML. See if you get a sweep of that PML. See if there's enough to lift up Goog. Amazon not doing much. Can 745 hold here? Alright, so it's breaking right now. Alright, so the break is here. Now can it hold? Put in the chat, can it hold? The market structure shift is going to be tied to this territory up here. That 50% retrace the gap. Okay, that G50. So this break is sufficient, but it's not sufficient to shift the structure because we don't have a higher high yet. Once we do that, we just keep a close eye on that where that next low is coming in. As long as that low is higher, we look for that next high, which should be higher, and then we can start to go the other way. In the meantime, I like how the VIX is starting to reject off that 1840. Okay, we got a break and we got a hold. Right now, the question is there a hold here? Okay, 745 is the key level. Can we get a hold there? Can we get a hold? Okay. There we go. Now let's see if we can shift that structure. Anyone take this break? If you trade breaks, all right, you're taking 745 into 745.43. If you're scalping, this is your runway. One level to the next. Okay, see if we can hold. We got that break. See if we can hold that because we're rejecting off of here. Okay, we want to see a nice push above this level. Bulls are trying. Shenanigans candle would be nice. Alright, so if we can get a close above that level, 745.43, that'd be great. Or on the 1 minute, try to get this candle as close as possible, the next candle as close as possible to those highs. That'll put us in great shape. That'll put us in a decent position. Alright, so now for Google to work, guys, to get back into an area for me to TP. Alright, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. SPY's going to have to get above these highs. That's going to be the best chance. Alright, if we're going to get some help from the overall market, that's what SPY needs. Alright, so miscalculation on my end on, I don't know why I thought those were 1 DTs. But we're here, so just gotta let it play out. It's gonna come down to we can get that break. That's gonna help our position. We have a possible downward compression break brewing on Google. Okay, I want to see that aggressive push here on SPY. Okay, follow through, momentum. And now the goal now becomes get above this, close above that, and then set up that 15-minute candle for a 2 down, 2 up. Set the stage for reverse on the 15. Okay, so in the next 2 minutes, if the buyers can keep price above 745, that's still a victory. All right, they want to try to keep this hammer on the 15. Okay, but if they want to really push it, take it over the top, get it close about 745.43. Okay, so we got that break already. Now we're testing here. We don't have a higher high quite yet. So this is the nature of how price likes to move. This is the nature of how price likes to move. Okay, that can very well get smashed out at 743, 745.43. So it needs some follow through if you're bullish here. It's a make or break situation here, guys. Do we get that break? Do we get above it, or does it send us back to the lows? Put in the chat. Does this send us higher? Let us know. Or does this send us all the way back to 745, and then eventually 745 fails to hold, and then sends us all the way back to the lows of the day? What are your thoughts? All this will transpire in the next few minutes here. Go, go, go. A minute left. Less than a minute left. We have a new hourly candle coming. We have a new 30-minute candle coming. We have a new 15-minute candle. All right, so the flip is going to take place first shift. So first shift took 2 trades. First shift, we took Google, stopped it on Google, and a second trade on Google as well. Okay, so let's see if this can lift Google to the upside. There we go. So you can see how the shift took place. So now we got that low, we got that breakout from 745, and then now, as long as we don't get a low lower than here, you look for the next higher low. This puts us in great position at 10:30. So 10:30, buyers step in, they reemerge. Okay, they push price back up 745. So as long as that next low is above 745, we can start to possibly be headed back towards this 746.35 and possibly VWAP. Only thing is, as we're pushing higher, see if Google can get that break. All right, so the time is completely against me on this trade. So misjudgment on the contracts on my end. So let's see if we get that break here as SPY continues to push. Okay, so first shift is in the books, guys. Let us know how you did during first shift. Let us know how you did during first. Anyone catch this to the upside? All right, you get the break, you get the hold. Okay, now 15 minutes starting to reverse. Qs, 15 minutes starting to reverse. Let's see if the Qs can get above VWAP. All right, so much time has passed on Google. All right, even if we get to that 359.53, 359.55 territory highs today, that might be the new break even. Okay, that might be the new break even. We're testing some EMAs. We're testing this prior target here. Okay, so as long as this low that comes in is not lower than this low, okay, we want to see if we can land at the 745 territory above that and then get fueled up and make another high. All right, so that next low that's going to emerge is going to be critical. Okay. Let's get the likes up, guys. Make sure to like the video on YouTube. I caught the bottom. Good, good, good. Okay, so make sure to TP. We're testing some of those EMAs. We got Qs headed to VWAP. They got the VWAP, got smacked off that VWAP. All right, so same thing applies to the Qs. You don't want to see the Qs make lower lows. I'm here stuck in Google here. Right. Google, if I get that clear close below 358.02, guys, I'm going to have to just take it on the chin. Okay. And of course, if SPY can't hold 745, right, it means if it gets like if it comes into this territory and does one of these maneuvers, slices through 745, this is just a battle against time. Okay. So we did get some names that did move nicely. Tesla, Apple, SPY itself. SPY, this is clean, guys. On a Monday with no catalyst, this is as clean as it gets. Even the Qs, even small caps. ES, one more space to go down, one smaller time frame. See the low. When in doubt, zoom out. Okay, when in doubt, zoom out. So SPY made a push into this rejection territory. And then now it's back in this sticky area. Testing 744, 745, 745, 34, all those levels in that area. Okay. So that rejection took place here. They trapped all those buyers up there. So SPY is still holding on, is hanging on to that 50% retrace of the daily. Okay, if that can hold, okay, still bullish. That can hold, still bullish. If it can't hold, then there's a possibility for bearish engulfing candle on the daily. That's 744.70. I'm gonna have to close Google there, guys. They close below that territory. All right, so 2 trades on Google for some reason. There's a mental error. I thought it was I know it's Monday. It was Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I thought it was 1 DTEs. All right, so I paid the price on both those trades for that error. Stopped out. Couldn't get any follow through behind. The second one did present about 20%. All right, and if you go back, I was talking about if it was a 0, I would take profit there. But that's a mental error on my end. So as far as SPY is concerned, we are still holding 745. Okay, we're still holding 745. As far as Google is concerned, this is the trade on Google. Okay. What I did like about Google was the fact that it had a nice push. We broke above a key level. Wanted to see if there's some follow through, and it quickly stopped me out. So I gave it a second attempt. Okay, as it resurfaces, goes to the highs of the day. Okay, see what 20%, and started to slide to the downside, and then stopped out. Right, so that's why those contracts are moving so aggressively. Makes sense, right? The zeros. Although it's still within conservative, you can see the difference in the movement of those contracts because it's a fight against time. Okay, those are the 2 trades on Google. Both stopped out. SPY to present nice opportunity here today. So did small caps, so did Qs. So you're seeing where this is rejecting off of. That TP level. Okay, bouncing out 745. So if that 745 holds, okay, we got our low. We got our low. Now we just need that high, which comes in higher. If it's higher, that means okay, we're now shifting, and we're trying to go higher, and now we're in a bullish cycle. That's what it means. Okay. No, stop that on Google. Not holding any positions. Not holding any positions. We got Apple trying to bounce. We got Nvidia retesting. We got Intel not doing much. We got Amazon resurfacing. Okay. There's a trade all the way up here that awaits. Small caps continue to dump as well. Nice drop on small caps during first, right? QQQ. Same, not as clean as SPY and small caps, but still nice setup to the downside of the Qs nonetheless. SPY is testing that daily 50% retrace. Daily 50% retrace is very close. We have this 50% retrace the gap as well from this morning. All right. So we're at the halfway point. We're currently in the jaws of the gap. Currently in the jaws of the gap from this morning. The gap down. That is a weekly gap. That is a weekly gap. See if we get a higher high here. Okay, so we got our low, we got our high. So if this high that comes in is higher, then we have a new cycle. Back to the upside. Back to the upside. When you are trading those zeros with those mega cap tech names, you have to treat them as a scalp. Take advantage of the quick appreciation. Because you don't have a lot of time on your hand. You don't have a lot of time on your hand. Okay. How are we doing, strikers? Who's done for the day? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? So Tesla flag, Apple flag. Small caps at the low, very close to the lows of the day, about to break new lows. All right, if we come back to 745 and that fails to hold, that opens up the door for us to drop into making lower lows. All right, so we got a high here, and this high just fell short. Just fell short of knocking out these highs. So it's going to come down to, once again, 745. I know I sound like a broken record, but 745 is what it's going to come down to. Google continues to fall off a cliff. All right, so that stop out did help. It just would have got worse below 358.02. I'm down, got some small ones. Not gonna push it. Good. took 743 0 DT puts and swapped them for the calls just at 744. Good, good, good. Very different than the action we saw during first shift. All right, so first shift, relatively smooth slide to the downside. Second shift, okay, gradual move. It's going to come down to 745, guys. It's going to come down to 745. We're actually starting to tighten if you connect those highs. Google just nasty drop, headed back towards VWAP. Small caps continue to push to the downside. Anyone catch SPY, small cap, IWM, QQQ, Apple, Google. Right, Google, of course, you probably got stopped out. Or if you took Tesla, it worked out. Apple worked out. SPY, QQQ, small caps all worked out. So that would have been the stop on Google. I probably saved another 20 to 30%, or maybe 40%. Okay. SPY still selling off, team. That hourly, I mean, we're struggling here, but that hourly still some selling. We do see some buyers coming in off those lows, but there's still a lot of selling there. Nice flag on Tesla. Apple trying to reemerge. Apple has a nice potential rejection between that daily downside breaker and 330. So between 329.02 and 330 cycle level, we'll give a nice zone up there. All right, so they failed to make that higher high. Now we're going back to these lows here. Back to the lows we go. Right, but one thing you can clearly see is there's no real edge between buying and selling at this 745. It's just all manipulation. And look at that. Right, it's so tricky. It's so easy to take 3, 4, 5 trades in this area and just get chopped up. And now they want to take it up. That's a nice little bear trap squeeze back to upside. If SPY starts to break, I'm looking at Amazon. I'm looking at the Amazon 250s. All right, these are zeros, so be mindful of that. I want to see a nice break on SPY. I want to see a reclaim on Amazon. Reclaim into those highs. Okay, reclaim it. And take me back into those highs. SPY starts to break. I'm looking at the Amazon calls for the third trade of the day. Want to see a nice reclaim, but we need SPY to break in this case, so we need confluence from SPY. And Amazon's call trigger coincides closely with that daily upside breaker. Okay, so Amazon, keeping a close eye on Amazon here. See a nice little push. SPY, ugly action here, guys. especially during second. Okay, Amazon's starting to push. See if you can just pull back just a little bit. It's above that breaker. See if you can just pull back just a little bit. Okay, I'll take Amazon right there. Same thing, conservative risk. I'm in the Amazon calls at the ask. Okay, Amazon spreads are not as wide as Google spreads. So Amazon, I'm looking to take Amazon to 250.45. But if SPY breaks down, that's not going to be favorable for Amazon. Okay, SPY breaks down, that's not going to be favorable, meaning it makes those lower lows. That's not going to be favorable for Amazon. So what kind of true separation do we get away from this 747? All right, 747, no real true separation. Amazon, my stop, no close below the conservative down here. So third trade of the day, Amazon call. See if that trend line support can hold as well. If it can, great. Let's see if we can start to push back up. SPY starting to slide. Look at that 5-minute candle on Amazon. Bearish candle on Amazon. Amazon, with SPY maybe double bottom. We can sit through that double bottom on SPY. All right, but the risk is here, guys. So it's a matter of just letting it play out. So either stop me out here, or take me to the highs of the day for me to take off the majority. And if that can take place between now and 11 o'clock, that'd be great. All right, any kind of chop between now and 11. Okay, is going to start to take away from the value of those contracts. Now, what I want to see, a victory for Amazon would be get above this blue line, that daily upside breaker. That'd be a victory for Amazon. Because the longer you're in a position when it's going against you with those zeros, all right, the higher price has to go to for you to even get back to break even. Right, so it's truly a fight against the clock. Nice flag break on Apple. Here's Amazon. So you can see. Okay, my stop is here. No close below here, right there. 250 is right there on Amazon. All right, so if we can reclaim 250, SPY's starting to head to the downside. Reclaim 250, put some pressure on that resistance. We'll be back in business into the highs of the day. All right, and that entry was, again, right there. So didn't quite wait for the candle to close. So candle closure entries are critical. So see if Amazon can start to push. SPY still sliding to the downside. Okay, this is my risk. So the VWAP is not incorporated within the risk. So it's outside of it. All right, so it falls outside of the risk. All right, anything can take place at the 745. We get above it, we get below, we get above, we get below. So there's no real edge at the 745. Okay. So this currently looking at Amazon, our position on Amazon down about 12%, SPY starting to slide. So SPY has to go double bottom here. Qs have to go double bottom here to help Amazon. If they can't do that, Amazon will start to slide. Okay, Qs at the lows of the day, SPY is at the lows of the day. Small caps at the lows of the day. So see if you can double bottom off those lows. That's Amazon's best chance to break that 250. If we can't go double bottom off those lows, and then Amazon will probably start to slide and put some pressure on this territory down here. Okay. Unless Amazon just decides to go completely the opposite way, okay, which would be good, which would be favorable. All right, but getting support from the rest of the market is ideal. SPY continues to slide. See if Amazon can continue to push. Okay, go, 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 Amazon. With the majority, I'm targeting these highs of the day. That's my target. And then if it continues to push, if it rises that, I'll use runners to take it into 250.84. SPY is starting to bounce off those lows, somewhat of a double bottom. Okay, Amazon hold above 250.21. That'd be great. If you want to move your stop and be very, very tight, okay, you can move your stop to 250. Right, if you want to constantly reduce your risk as the position is working in your favor. I'll keep mine where it is. So be mindful, you can have a dynamic stop. To always cover yourself. Alright, so I'm targeting this green box up here. Okay. SPY still, see SPY making lower lows, guys. So it looks like Amazon is doing its own thing. Okay, so Amazon. Go, go, go. TP if you need to. SPY has room to drop into this 744.04. Okay, if that can't hold 744.04, then that bearish engulfing is on the table. Okay, let's see if the 750 can hold. Not 250. 250 on Amazon, if that can hold, that'd be great. Okay. Trying to reduce that risk. 250 hold would be great. Uh, 250 bounce as well. That'd be a sign of a hold. All right, if it just slices right through 250, more than likely SPY slides to the downside. Everything slides to the downside. Okay, then that means probably that slide is coming on Amazon as well. So if we close below 250, I'll get out of there. Okay, I'll get out of there on Amazon. No. Okay, I'm out of there on Amazon. Okay, so stopped on Amazon. So just can't get anything to work in my favor, guys. Okay. So 3 trades, 3 stop outs, both on Amazon, both on Google. SPY did present that opportunity. For some reason, I decided to go to some individual names. And 3 stop outs. I'm not looking to take any more trades after that. Okay. So Google first stopped out. Second time, saw a little bit of profit, stopped out. And Amazon stopped out as well. So I'll end the day right there. we'll continue to hang out, see what takes place on SPY. All right, but sometimes SPY was right there for the taking. Okay, I decided to go somewhere else, but SPY was right there. I mean, it's easy to say it now in hindsight, but the setup was right there on SPY. I'm green today. Glitch at my Weeble and I puts unsold. Huh, wow, that's a good glitch. Beautiful job on catching that drop to the downside. Anyone else, guys? Anyone else? Nvidia last name to break down. Amazon can't get any follow through. So it looks like I'm the only one going along on those two names. And SPY continues to drop. So that the fact that at 745 couldn't hold and now starting to break down beautifully. Finally created. Look how much back and forth took place. So we got below it, we bounced. We broke under, we sold off. We got back above it, we reclaimed. We came into it, we bounced. We broke under it, we manipulated. We pushed higher, we came back into it. We dropped below it, we retraced, rejected, and now we're here at that 744. And just below is pre-market low. All right, individual names, Apple, Tesla, they got the job done. But the ones I decided to trade today, there wasn't any favorable movement in my direction. Okay, we're bouncing right off this key level on SPY. Let us know how you did, guys. Let us know how you did. 300. Is that the biggest trade of your quarter, Artem? Beautiful job, Jake. 5 for 5. SPX scalps. Good, good, good. Yeah, Amazon coming back in. And Amazon's coming back. All right, but I have no interest at this time. All right, it's coming back. Shot my shot right here, and then as the market starts to drop, pushes back lower. So again, a lot of these names that don't break out, they're gonna require multiple attempts. Okay, and it just came right in here and started to bounce. So if you do take Amazon there, just manage accordingly. Treat it as a scalp. So I just decided to shake me out and then go. That's fine. I violated my risk at that particular time. Okay, so that basically encapsulates. So the same kind of setup I took on Google was this very similar thing. So this looks very similar to Google. All right, at some point in time. Okay, so Google, same thing, took it one, stopped out, took it again, saw some appreciation to the upside. And we talked about it earlier, but if you're just joining, for some reason, okay, I thought it was 1 DTEs. I thought today was the 19th, or that had to be Tuesday, right? And then I held a little longer, and then eventually got stopped out. Okay, so a lot of these individual names that don't go, that are not clearly breaking, all right, sometimes they require multiple attempts. Their action is not as clean, and requires for SPY, for that particular stretch, to have some clean action. Okay, if that's not present, okay, you're gonna have to it's hit or miss. Hit or miss. You see something work in your favor, it's a scalp. The best names are going to be the ones that are following what the market is doing. Okay, that breakdown on Apple was nice. That was on our radar as well. Okay, Apple breaks down. You see the difference in this chart. All right, so it catches a nice little bounce as the market starts to bounce a little bit, and then market breaks down. Apple breaks down. SPY starts to rally off that 745 territory. We start to see a nice little push. So does Apple. Okay, and then when SPY starts to break down, Apple starts to break down. Okay, very similar thing to Tesla as well. Okay, very similar thing. Okay, so 3 trades for today. All 3 trades stop outs. So look to come back tomorrow and see if we can bounce back. At least today, the good thing was is Monday. Sometimes on Mondays, using less size always adds a layer of protection. Yeah, Amazon wants to play. Look at Amazon. Amazon. You see? Amazon. So just stop me out and then does exactly what we want it to do. All right, so that happens. All right, it happens. If you decide to re-engage one more time, you get compensated there. So the plan was taken into this territory with a majority, and then from this point on, that 250.84, 250.84, you can babysit those runners. Okay, and that plays up to a T. So the only way for you to really sit through Amazon is if you have an aggressive risk, or if you decide to re-engage at that particular time. But make sure to TP. You don't catch Amazon there? Alright, everything is short-lived, so make sure to TP. Green for a change, all puts holding 1 small 0 DT above break even. Sitting on 1 DT calls for tomorrow. The market has been sweeping previous day highs for a while before tanking yet, but loves to do that in these conditions. Okay, look at that. So again, even if Amazon, if with this little stretch here, that gives you enough room to extract profits on Amazon. Okay, so boom, as this explodes, okay, you got to be extracting profits because now SPY is sliding. Okay, SPY is trending to the downside, guys. Okay, everything is pushing lower. All the highs we're seeing are lower. We're below all those EMAs. Okay, so that's the direction we're going. We're headed south. So that doesn't mean just buy puts wherever you want. But the bears are in control. In the event that we do get a close below 50% retrace here on the daily, guys, the chances of us going bearish engulfing candle by end of day starts to increase. The only layer of protection the bulls have, all right, they can try to bounce this thing off of, is PML right here and prior day close. All right. Between us and that, daily downside breakers right there. So between here is what they want to rally off of. If we fail to hold pre-market low, SPY, everything continues to grind lower, bearish engulfing candle, okay, can possibly be on the menu. Nice catch, Devil Dog. Did you take it the first time and sat through it, or did you take it the second time? Either way, good, good, good. Good, good, good. So SPY, guys, just chop, chop, chop. Look at those candles. Those candles have some velocity. Okay, and it's just tricky. Even though we're moving lower, there are buyers. Okay, it's going to come down to that 745. We have not created true separation away from 745. Okay, we have not created true separation away from 745. Here we go. We got some shenanigans. 745 is a tricky spot. Buyers rallying off that 744.04. All right, so with those three trades, guys, I will be done for the day. Okay. All three trades stopped out. Okay, we're starting to see a nice little push here. Okay, Amazon, nice bounce off those highs as that SPY starts to break. We got Google bouncing off that VWAP. We got Nvidia testing that VWAP. We have Tesla trailing stop hit on Tesla. All right, can we create the separation away from 745 is going to be the question during between now and the end of third shift. All right, so how do we have that separation away from 745? Is to the upside, is just exist in this territory. And don't go back to 745. This encompasses VWAP. This encompasses that top of that gap. Okay, to the downside, okay. It exists between 744.04 and 743.34. Okay, anything goes at 745. Just back and forth. Look at that. Okay, so no real edge there. Okay. Am I missing a lot by not trading with no volume? Stat. Normally have volume off. Yeah, it's low volume. Yeah, the volume has been low this month. The volume only cracked above that 50 million territory a few times this month. All right, so we've been in the 30s, the mid 40s, high 40s, but we've been existing between mid 30s and mid 40s, which is very low, but is to be expected in this season. Okay, so 745 is where we are. Apple making lower lows. We'll look to wrap up the stream at 11:30, guys, on YouTube. So make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe. If you have any questions, drop your questions in the chat. So if you caught that breakdown earlier, that's a one and done type of day. We did get Domino's Pizza report earnings. So we have a lot of earnings, a lot of names reported earnings this week and next week as well, especially next week. Domino's Pizza ticker symbol is DPZ. Yeah, DPZ. DPZ. Okay, so they didn't update it yet, but of course you can see that nice little spike on Domino's. Okay. So a lot of names reported earnings. Between now and the end of next week, close to 70% of the market has reported earnings. So SPY, sticky. At the midpoint of Friday's range, in the middle of this sticky zone, this test zone, no real ledge in that territory, hugging that 745. Okay, so the rejection is here and the bounce is here. So in this territory, there's nothing for you to do but just wait. You can see it came with that rejection territory, rejected. Alright, so Apple, look at Apple, guys. Apple just continues to drop. Apple continues to drop. Apple is the one name that made all-time highs. So Apple is testing, looking to go test Monday's high, which was an all-time high point, right? We made all-time highs on Monday. So Apple's going back to test that previous all-time high at that 323.47. At that 343.27. Nice catch on small caps. You caught that bottom there, Turbo. Beautiful job. IWM. Anyone else? It comes into that TP3. Actually, TP4. Starts to bounce, headed back towards that 50% retrace. Nice catch. So for 80%, you probably got a good piece of this. A good chunk of that pushed the upside. Good catch, Turbo. Anyone else, guys? Can we finally create separation away? Have a great rest of your day, Artem. 3 more likes on Google account. Appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day. Who else is done for the day? Beautiful job, Sherman. Good. Extracts $10 off Google. Good. So either a very tight stop or timely entry. And IWM getting the job done. God bless you, George. I'm trading SPX today, sitting at 530 profit, but waiting for some other direction now. God bless you too. Awesome job, Fishman. Great job, Nomad Flavors. Can we finally get that separation, guys? This separation back and forth is hit or miss. Okay? There's no real edge at the 745. We get above it, get below it, get above it, get below it. We just don't know when that separation is coming. All right, it's also about to be third shift. Okay, so you can see the conditions have completely changed. We get that nice little push above that PMH, above that daily upside breaker. We come back in. Put signal comes in, you get that drop all the way to TP3. So second shift, you can see the range that took place in second shift. Only a $2 range. As opposed to first shift. Okay, from the highs to the lows. Okay, about a $4.50 range. All right, so close to half of the range. Okay, like more like 35 to 45%. So different conditions. Okay, very sticky in these territories. We're still below VWAP. Qs tried multiple times to get above VWAP. Each push into VWAP led to a fail. Okay, so Qs also, look at this, 15-minute selling, 15-minute selling, 15-minute buying, 15-minute buying. Let that 15-minute candle close. All right, so they're not able to sell it for more than 30 minutes. 15-15, buyer step up. 15-15, buyer step up. So there are dip buyers. There's just no buyers looking to buy this above highs. Okay, just cheap buyers. They know what they want to pay, and they're only looking to pay that price. And they want to get it for the low. We got small caps testing that 50% retrace to daily, that 90 min to 15. We got the Dow sitting right at that weekly downside breaker. This is a gravitation towards VWAP. Let's see. Apple continues to sell off, guys. So it looks like the ticker of the day is Apple. Anyone catch Apple? Anyone get a bite of the apple? Thank you. I got Apple today for 15% overall. Beautiful job, BT305. BT6305. Keep in mind, all right, lack of economic catalyst. So it's just probably just one or two moves a day. That's all they're going to give. And the rest of it is just trickery. Look at that, 348% on Apple. Beautiful job. That might be the biggest gain of the day. Doll. Poodle, you must be new to the team, right? unless you just jumping in the chat now. So look at that, guys. One contract, 300%. That's probably an entry from early on. All right, so don't get deceived, guys, if you don't have Apple. Okay, for 300% return. All right, your entry at minimum has to be in this territory. Right, maybe latest that daily downside breaker, that test there. Okay, now we're below that 325 on Apple. So if Apple continues to push, unless we get some kind of shift in the cycle, it has room all the way into this territory, 323.47. Every pop is being faded. Okay, pop, drop, pop, bigger pop. That SPY start to rally, drop. Okay, we're getting a pop here, back above 325. Cash, okay, cool. So a tremendous trade right there. That's a couple of bites of the apple. Not just one, a couple of bites. Or one big bite. One big bite of the apple. Okay, so tremendous job, guys. We'll look to wrap it up here in about 5 minutes. Today, 3 stop outs for me. I decided to go with Google. Google couldn't give you much. Went with Amazon as well. Did see a little bit of green, nothing significant to get that push into where I wanted to see it go, and then got stopped out. Nonetheless, we did see SPY break down beautifully. We did see SPY break, QQQ breakdown, small caps breakdown, and Tesla along with Apple. Those provided some great opportunities. Okay. So just come back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow looking to bounce back, take advantage of the best opportunities. And both those trades on Google and Amazon, I do like both those trades. But I was just under the impression I was in the ones for some reason on Google when I was in the zeros. Okay. So back to VWAP on SPY. Let's see if we can continue to push. VWAP test coming up. So all the VWAP traders. Okay, VWAP test is here. So that's our second VWAP test all day. That's when we just slice right through it. Okay, so if you trade the VWAP, this is your time to decipher the action and see which way you want to go. If you do straddle off VWAP, if that's your technique, right, your time is coming here shortly. So in the case, SPY gets the VWAP, okay, and starts to get smacked out VWAP, more than likely Apple's going to get faded back to downside. Okay, Apple's going to get faded back to the downside. Trading VWAP will mean you wait for VWAP. Yeah, I mean, it depends. If you have a VWAP specific strategy, you're waiting for price to come to VWAP and have a reaction off of the VWAP. If you're using your VWAP as, hey, you know what, price is undervalued or overvalued, okay, and I want to see a push back towards VWAP, then you can use VWAP as your target. All right, so the essence of VWAP, okay, volume weighted average price. So it's basically the volume weighted average price. So the average price when you take volume into consideration. All right, so the way you can use it is if we're below VWAP, okay, do we get back to VWAP? And look for some kind of system, some kind of entry to get back in that area. Another way you can use it from a strategy standpoint is, of course, once we're at VWAP, okay, of course you're pairing this with multiple things. Okay, do we get that, depending on if we're coming back towards VWAP, what kind of response do we get from the upside, or if we're coming back towards it from the downside? Do we get a continued fall breakdown? Do we get a reclaim? Do we get a bounce off of it, or do we get a complete breakdown? Okay, so one, you're using the VWAP to gauge your ideas, your entries. Okay, and the other, you're using the VWAP as price getting back to some level of normalcy, getting back to its volume weighted average. Okay, that's just from a tactical standpoint. But what does VWAP in general mean? All right, if we're below VWAP, if we're below VWAP, we're bearish. We're above VWAP, we're bullish. So it's kind of like a line in the sand. So it gives you that sentiment gauge as well. And those are two ways you can use the VWAP. One is for sentiment, of course. We're above it, bullish, below it, bearish, generally. And then one is technique, okay? We're so far away from VWAP, I see that price is bouncing off XYZ level. I'm seeing this kind of action. Okay, that would be the essence of basically reversal trading. So now we're back at that VWAP. Left trading spot Hikanashi candlesticks. Yep, those block out the noise. You don't fall victim to the whipsaw. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? Any other questions? Any other questions? Before we look to wrap it up here. So today was a day just managing risk. Took 3 trades, stopped out on all 3. We did see some good opportunities take place across some of those names. SPY now just chopping around here. Third shift officially here. Second shift, a lot of back and forth. The primary level in second shift was this 745. Okay, we interact with the 745. We got above it, got below, got above it, got below it. We finally broke structure, starting to push away, and now we're testing this VWAP. So now, what kind of response do we have to this VWAP? Does this VWAP rejection lead us all the way back to 745, or are we finally over the 745? We get above this VWAP and start to head towards that daily open territory. All right, so anything goes at this particular time, guys. We don't have a lot of major catalysts, so continue to if you're still in the trenches, continue to look for quality setups. If you're looking at those individual names, take a look at Apple, take a look at Tesla, the names that are moving. Amazon continues to push after that retest, right? So, but the majority or the cleanest opportunity so far was during the first hour. Second hour, the closer we get to lunchtime, the more chop we can see. And possibly power hour can present an opportunity if you do trade during that time. As always, guys, thank you for tuning in today. Hopefully you found value from the stream. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. If you're a long-time viewer, take the next steps. Click the link pinned up top and join our community so you can live day trade with us every single day, delay-free, ad-free stream, along with access to all of our resources in the Discord. All right, but all of you should be subscribed to the channel, should like the video every single day. Today, we fell short of 100, guys. Once we start to get back above 100 likes per episode during the first hour, we will get our giveaway fired up. Okay, so any questions? If no questions, guys, we'll look to wrap it up here on YouTube. Okay, no questions. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay safe, trade safe. If you're green, stay clean. If you're just getting chopped up, things are not going your way, don't let that lead you to being frustrated and then going on tilt. All right, so this is the first day of the week. We have lots and lots of opportunities ahead of us. We have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So a lot of things ahead of us. So be ready to capitalize off those opportunities. On that note, guys, stay safe and God bless each one of you.
Jesus is the answer.
When the charge went dark, when the road got narrow, he was there.
Jesus is the answer.
I spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen, thinking one more win would finally make me complete. Running after green candles like they could save my soul. But prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne. Build my house on sand, watch the tide roll in. Learning every earthly kingdom has an end. Some valleys look so deep, I couldn't see the light. Some storms got so strong, I couldn't win the fight. But every time I thought my story might be done, I felt the hand of mercy say, my child, keep
Walking on.
not because I'm worthy,
Not because I'm worried.
not because I'm strong,
Not because I'm strong.
but because the shepherd
Never share.
never leaves his own. Jesus is the answer,
Jesus is the way.
the anchor in the storm when the market starts to sway. Through the highs and lows,
Through the joy and pain.
the cross still stands when
Everything goes fake.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley found. Yeah, there were nights I sat alone,
Every man.
their fear inside my chest,
So bold.
questions without answers,
Answers.
battles without rest. The shadow of death felt close enough to touch,
But Psalm 23.
kept reminding me to trust. So I walk through valleys dark as midnight skies. I will fear no evil, for you're right by my side. The rod and the staff, the comfort and grace, the God of resurrection meeting me in that place.
I've seen doors swing open that no man could unlock.
I've seen peace show up when logic said it could not. I've seen mercy
Life story I could never write.
turning broken chances into testimony and
Jesus is the
life.
answer.
Jesus is the answer,
Jesus is the way.
the anchor in the storm when the
Market start to sway.
through the highs and lows,
Through the joy and pain.
the call still stands when
Everything else fades.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley's found.
If you're tired of running.
If you're carrying change,
If you're searching for purpose.
in success or in fame,
The good news is
the
simple.
debt has been paid. Jesus took our place upon the cross that day.
3 days later.
The stone rolled away.
Death lost its victory.
The grave could not stay.
Whoever believes
Whoever will come
will find forgiveness in the Father's
I
Son.
still trade, I still work, I still plan and prepare, but my hope is eternal and the outcome is there. Because fortunes rise and fortunes fall.
Christ remains Lord over all.
The market can give,
The market can take
but eternity rests.
on a different step.
So when the candles flicker,
And uncertainty grows.
I remember the one who's already in control.
The Lamb who was slain.
The King who will
The
reign
Alpha and Omega.
forever the same.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer,
Jesus is the way.
the anchor in the storm.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer,
Jesus is the answer.
ever and ever.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
Jesus is the answer.
The answer.
Jesus is the
Jesus is the
answer.
answer. Though I walk through the valley.
You are with me.
Shadows around me.
You are with me.
Through the valley.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Forever and ever.
Amen.
Amen.
Jesus is the answer.
When the charge went dark, when the road got narrow, he was there.
Jesus is the answer.
I spent years window sitting on a throne. Built my house on sand. Watch the tide roll in. Learning every earthly kingdom has an end. Some valleys look so deep, I couldn't see the light. Some storms got so strong, I couldn't wing the fire. But every time I thought my story might be done, I felt the hand of mercy say, my child, keep walking on. Not because I'm worthy, not because I'm strong, but because the shepherd never leaves his own. Jesus is the answer. The anchor in the storm when the market starts to sway. Through the highs and lows, through the joy and pain, the cross still stands when everything else fades. Jesus is the answer. Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley found. Yeah, there were nights I sat alone. There's fear inside my chest. Questions without answers. Battles without rest. The shadow of death felt close enough to touch. But Psalm 23 kept reminding me to trust. Though I walk through valleys dark as midnight skies, I will fear no evil, for you're right by my side. The rod and the staff, the comfort and grace, the God of resurrection meeting me in that place. I've seen doors swing open that no man could unlock. I've seen peace show up when logic said it could not. I've seen mercy, life story I could never write, turning broken chances into testimony and life. Jesus is the answer. The anchor in the storm when the market's about to sway. Through the highs and lows, through the joy and pain, the car still stands when everything else fades. Jesus is the answer. Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley's found. If you're tired of running, if you're carrying change, if you're searching for purpose in success or in fame, the good news is simple. The debt has been paid. Jesus took our place upon the cross that day. 3 days later, the stone rolled away. Death lost the victory. The grave could not stay. Whoever believes, whoever will come, will find forgiveness in the Father's Son. I still trade, I still work, I still plan and prepare, but my hope is eternal and the outcome is there. Because fortunes rise and fortunes fall, the price remains Lord over all. The market can give, the market can take, but he turned and he rests on a different stage. So when the candles flicker and uncertainty grows, I remember the one who's already in control. The Lamb who was slain, the King who will reign, the Alpha and Omega, forever the same. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the way. The anchor in the storm. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Forever and ever. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the way. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Though I walk through the valley, you are with me. Shadows around me, you are with me. Through the valley, Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Forever and ever. Amen. Amen. Jesus is the answer. When the charts went dark, when the road got narrow, he was there. Jesus is the answer. I spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen, thinking one more win would finally make me complete. Running after green candles like they could save my soul. The prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne. Build my house on sand. Watch the tide roll in. Learning every earthly kingdom has an end. Some valleys look so deep, I couldn't see the light. Some storms got so strong, I couldn't wing the fire. But every time I thought my story might be done, I felt the hand of mercy say, my child, keep walking on. Not because I'm worthy, not because chest. So old. Questions without answers. Battles without rest. The shadow of death felt close enough to touch.
But Psalm 23
kept reminding me to trust. Though I walk through valleys dark as midnight skies, I will fear no evil, for you're right by my side. The rod and the staff, the comfort and grace, the God of resurrection meeting me in that place.
I've seen doors swing open that no man could unlock.
I've seen peace show up when logic said it could not. I've seen mercy,
Life story I could never write.
turning broken chances into testimony and life.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm when the
Market's fucked his way.
through the highs and lows.
Through the joy and pain.
The car still stands where
Everything else fades.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
He's today and now, the King who walks
Beside us through every valley's found. If you're tired of running,
if you're carrying change,
if you're searching for purpose,
in success or anything,
the good news is simple.
that has been paid.
Jesus took our place upon the cross that day. 3 days later,
The stone rolled away.
death lost its victory.
The grave could not stay.
Whoever believes
Whoever will come,
will find forgiveness in the Father's
I
Son.
still trade, I still work, I still plan and prepare, but my hope isn't found in the outcome instead. Because fortunes rise and fortunes fall.
Christ remains Lord over all.
The market can give,
The market can take
but he turned and he rests.
on a different step.
So when the candles flicker,
And uncertainty grows.
I remember the one who's already in control.
The Lamb who was slain.
The King who will reign
The Alpha and Omega.
forever the same.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Forever and ever.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
Jesus is the answer.
The answer.
Jesus is the
Jesus is the
answer.
answer. Though I walk through the valley,
You are with me.
shadows around me.
You are with me.
Through the valley,
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Forever and ever. Amen.
Jesus is the answer.
When the charts went dark, when the road got narrow, he was there.
Jesus is the answer.
Oh, I spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen,
Going stream,
thinking one more win would finally make me complete.
made me complete.
Running after green candles like they could save my soul.
Like my soul.
The prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne. Build my house on sand,
House on sand.
watch the tide roll in,
Watch the tide roll in.
learning every earthly
Every king
kingdom has an end.
come has an end.
Some valleys look so deep,
So deep,
I couldn't see the light.
couldn't see the light.
Some storms got so strong,
Souls got so
strong I couldn't win the fight.
Win the fight.
But every time I thought my story might be done, I felt the hand of mercy say, my child,
keep walking on.
not because I'm worthy,
Not because I'm worried,
not because I'm strong,
not because I'm strong,
but because the shepherd
never share.
never leaves his own.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer,
Jesus is the way.
the anchor in the storm when the market's
Market's about to sway.
through the highs and lows.
Through the joy and pain,
The cross still stands when
everything else fades.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley found. Yeah, there were nights I sat alone,
Every man
there fear inside my chest,
so bold.
questions without answers,
Answers,
battles without rest. The shadow of death felt close enough to touch,
but Psalm 23
kept reminding me to trust. Though I walk through valleys dark as midnight skies, I will fear no evil, for you're right by my side. The rod and the staff, the comfort and grace, the God of resurrection meeting me in that place.
I've seen doors swing open that no man could unlock.
I've seen peace show up when logic said it could not. I've seen mercy,
Life story I could never write.
turning broken chances into testimony and life.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm when the
Market's fucked his way.
through the highs and lows.
Through the joy and pain,
The car still stands where
everything else fades.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
He's today and now, the King who walks
every valley's found.
If you're tired of running,
If you're carrying change,
if you're searching for purpose,
in success or in fame,
the good news is simple.
the debt has been paid. Jesus took our place upon the cross that day.
3 days later,
The stone rolled away.
death lost its victory.
The grave could not stay.
Whoever believes
Whoever will come
will find forgiveness in the Father's
I
Son.
still trade, I still work, I still plan and prepare, but my hope is eternal and the outcome is dead. Because fortunes rise and fortunes fall.
Christ remains Lord over all.
The market can give,
The market can take
but eternity rests.
on a different step,
So when the candles flicker,
and uncertainty grows.
I remember the one who's already in control.
The Lamb who was slain,
The King who will reign
the Alpha and Omega.
forever the star.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Ever and ever.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
Jesus is the answer.
The answer.
Jesus is the
Jesus is the
answer.
answer. Though I walk through the valley,
You are with me.
shadows surround me.
You are with me.
Through the valley,
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Forever and ever. Amen.
Jesus is the answer.
When the charts went dark, when the road got narrow, he was there.
Jesus is the answer.
I spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen,
Going free,
thinking one more win would finally make me complete.
made me complete.
Running after green candles like they could save my soul.
Like my soul.
The prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne. Build my house on sand,
House on sand.
watch the tide roll in,
Watch the tide roll in.
learning every earthly
Every king
kingdom has an end.
come has a name.
Some valleys look so deep,
So deep,
I couldn't see the light.
couldn't see the light.
Some storms got so strong,
Souls got so
strong I couldn't win the fight.
Win the fight.
Oh, but every time I thought my story might be done, I felt the hand of mercy say, my child, keep.
walking on.
Not because I'm worthy,
Not because I'm worried,
not because I'm strong,
not because I'm strong,
but because the shepherd
never share.
never leaves his own.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer,
Jesus is the way.
the anchor in the storm when the market starts to sway. Through the highs and lows,
Through the joy and pain,
the cross still stands when
everything goes fake.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley found. Yeah, there were nights I sat alone,
Every man
there fear inside my chest,
so bold.
questions without answers,
Answers.
battles without rest. The shadow of death felt close enough to touch,
But Psalm 23.
kept reminding me to trust. Though I walk through valleys dark as midnight skies, I will fear no evil, for you're right by my side. The rod and the staff, the comfort and grace, the God of resurrection meeting me in that place.
I've seen doors swing open that no man could unlock.
I've seen peace show up when logic said it could not. I've seen mercy
Life story I could never write.
turning broken chances into testimony and life.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer,
Jesus is the way.
the anchor in the storm when the
Market's about to sway.
through the highs and lows,
Through the joy and pain,
the call still stands when
everything else fades.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley's found.
If you're tired of running,
If you're carrying change,
if you're searching for purpose,
in success or in fame,
the good news is simple.
that has been paid. Jesus took our place upon the cross that day.
3 days later,
The stone rolled away.
death lost its victory.
The grave could not stay.
Whoever believes
Whoever will come
will find forgiveness in the Father's
I
Son.
still trade, I still work, I still plan and prepare, but my hope is eternal and the outcome is dead. Because fortunes rise and fortunes fall.
Christ remains Lord over all.
The market can give,
The market can take
but eternity rests.
on a different step,
So when the candles flicker,
and uncertainty grows.
I remember the one who's already in control.
The Lamb who was slain,
The King who will reign
the Alpha and Omega.
forever.
is the answer. Oh. When the charts went dark, when the road got narrow, he was there. Jesus is the answer. I spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen. Thinking one more win would finally make me complete. Burning after green candles like they could save my soul. But prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne. Build my house on sand. Watch the tide roll in. Learning every earthly kingdom has an end. Some valleys look so deep, I couldn't see the light. Some storms got so strong, I couldn't win the fight. But every time I thought my story might be done, I felt the hand of mercy say, my child, keep walking on. Not because I'm worthy, not because I'm strong, but because the shepherd never leaves his own. Jesus is the answer. The anchor in the storm when the market starts to sway. Through the highs and lows, through the joy and pain, the cross still stands when everything goes fake. Jesus is the answer. Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley found. Yeah, there were nights I sat alone. There's fear inside my chest. Questions without answers. Battles without rest. The shadow of death felt close enough to touch. But Psalm 23 kept reminding me to trust. So I walk through valleys dark as midnight skies. I will fear no evil, for you're right by my side. The rod and the staff, the comfort and grace, the God of resurrection meeting me in that place. I've seen doors swing open that no man could unlock. I've seen peace show up when logic said it could not. I've seen mercy, life story I could never write, turning broken chapters into testimony and life. Jesus is the answer. The anchor in the storm when the market starts to sway. Through the highs and lows, through the joy and pain, the car still stands when everything else fades. Jesus is the answer. Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley's found. If you're tired of running, if you're carrying change, if you're searching for purpose in success or in fame, the good news is simple. The debt has been paid. Jesus took our place upon the cross that day. 3 days later, the stone rolled away. Death lost its victory. The grave could not stay. Whoever believes, whoever will come, will find forgiveness in the Father's Son. I still trade, I still work, I still plan and prepare, but my hope is eternal and the outcome is there. Because fortunes rise and fortunes fall, the price remains Lord over all. The market can give, the market can take, but eternity rests on a different stage. So when the candles flicker and uncertainty grows, I remember the one who's already in control. The Lamb who was slain, the King who will reign, the Alpha and Omega, forever the same. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the way. The anchor in the storm. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Ever and ever. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the way. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Though I walk through the valley, you are with me. Shadows surround me, you are with me. Through the valley, Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. Forever and ever. Amen. Amen. Jesus is the answer. Oh. When the charts went dark, when the road got narrow, he was there. Jesus is the answer. I spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen. Thinking one more win would finally make me complete. Burning after green candles like they could save my soul. But prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne. Build my house on sand. Watch the tide roll in. Learning every earthly kingdom has an end. Some valleys look so deep, chest. So cold. Questions without answers. Battles without rest. The shadow of death felt close enough to touch.
But Psalm 23
kept reminding me to trust. So I walk through valleys dark as midnight skies. I will fear no evil, for you're right by my side. The rod and the staff, the comfort and grace, the God of resurrection meeting me in that place.
I've seen doors swing open that no man could unlock.
I've seen peace show up when logic said it could not. I've seen mercy,
Life story I could never write.
turning broken chances into testimony and life.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm when the
Market's about this way.
through the highs and lows.
Through the joy and pain,
The car still stands when
everything else fades.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
He's today and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley found.
If you're tired of running,
If you're carrying change
if you're searching for purpose,
in success or in fame,
the good news is simple.
that has been paid. Jesus took our place upon the cross that day.
3 days later,
The stone rolled away.
death lost its victory.
The grave could not stay.
Whoever believes
Whoever will come
will find forgiveness in the Father's
I
Son.
still trade, I still work, I still plan and prepare, but my hope is eternal and the outcome is dead. Because fortunes rise and fortunes fall.
Christ remains Lord over all.
The market can give,
The market can take
but eternity rests.
on a different step.
So when the candles flicker,
And uncertainty grows.
I remember the one who's already in control.
The Lamb who was slain,
The King who will reign
the Alpha and Omega.
forever the sun.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Ever and ever.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
Jesus is the answer.
The answer.
Jesus is the
Jesus is the
answer.
answer. Though I walk through the valley,
You are with me.
shadows around me.
You are with me.
Through the valley,
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Forever and ever.
Amen.
Amen.
Jesus is the answer.
When the charge went dark, when the road got narrow, he was there.
Jesus is the answer.
I spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen,
Going street,
thinking one more win would finally make me complete.
made me complete.
Running after green candles like they could save my soul.
Like my soul.
The prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne. Build my house on sand,
House on sand.
watch the tide roll in,
Watch the tide roll in.
learning every earthly
Every king
kingdom has an end.
come has an end.
Some valleys look so deep,
So deep,
I couldn't see the light.
couldn't see the light.
Some storms got so strong,
Souls got so
strong I couldn't win the fight.
the fight.
But every time I thought my story might be done, I felt the hand of mercy say, my child,
Keep walking on.
not because I'm worthy,
Not because I'm worried.
not because I'm strong,
Not because I'm strong.
but because the shepherd
Never share.
never leaves his own.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer,
Jesus is the way.
the anchor in the storm when the
Market's
market's
about to sway.
through the highs and lows.
Through the joy and pain,
The cross still stands when
everything goes fake.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley found. Yeah, there were nights I sat alone,
Every man
there fear inside my chest,
so bold.
questions without answers,
Answers.
battles without rest. The shadow of death felt close enough to touch,
But Psalm 23
kept reminding me to trust. So I walk through valleys dark as midnight skies. I will fear no evil, for you're right by my side. The rod and the staff, the comfort and grace, the God of resurrection meeting me in that place.
I've seen doors swing open that no man could unlock.
I've seen peace show up when logic said it could not. I've seen mercy,
Life story I could never write.
turning broken chances into testimony.